Today, we have more options and choices than ever before in our lives. And you would think that having a lot of options will make us happier, but it has made us even more paralyzed. I remember a time in my life I could not decide on what to eat from a menu, what color of clothing or drink to buy. These were little decisions, but it also affected the big ones too. I was struggling to decide on what country to study in, what school to go to, if I wanted to work or if I wanted to study, who to date or who not to date. I always found myself in one decision-making dilemma or the other. And this made me question myself, made me question my upbringing, my values, my maturity. I had this constant feeling of, you say you're an adult, yet you can't make decisions for yourself. Yeah, it wasn't until one moment that I realized that enough was enough. I was tired of this challenge. I was tired of being paralyzed with indecisiveness, and I realized that I needed to change. I spoke to a couple of people about it, got some advice on what to do, and some of these things have really helped me till date. With a combination of advice and various methods, I've been able to eliminate that problem of indecisiveness. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't find myself in situations where I have to make a decision. It just means that when I am in such a position, I have principles and methods that can help me make my decisions without having to struggle or deal with the challenge of indecisiveness. So this is what I am going to share with you in this video. Over time and after some advice, I got to realize that for a lot of things in life, there's no right or wrong choice. Let's give this example. So let's say you have two job offers, one from Apple and one from Microsoft. For some people, this is going to be a very difficult decision. Which one do I pick? Which is better? Which is the best for my life? Which will pay more? Like, so many factors to consider when you have these two decisions. And so many people are going to struggle with making a decision such as this. But in reality, it doesn't matter which one you pick. First of all, they are both great places. Second, you can't have two of them at the same time, so you have to make a decision. You might pick Apple and later on you go on and start thinking, oh, what if Microsoft was better? Or what if they would have paid me more in Microsoft? Or what if I would have met better people at Microsoft? But then again, what if you had picked Microsoft and it is worse? Or you also have the similar challenges that you're having now? For these things, there is no right choice. So here's my point. It doesn't matter what decision you make, but what matters is what you do and what you make out of that decision. For a long time, I struggled with the decision of, do I want to do clinical medicine? Do I want to do non-clinical medicine and explore other parts of medicine? And this decision haunted me so much. But then I realized that anyone I do, I would excel by the grace of God. And it was for that reason that I struggled. I had two good options and I always had the fear of making the wrong decision. And this made me realize that for indecisiveness, the problem is not the choice. The problem is fear. So we have to deal with the problem of fear. So in a situation where there's no right or wrong decision, what do? You pick one and you make it the right decision. You make the best out of it. For little decisions like what to eat, clothing to buy, what to pick between one thing or the other, I struggled with this badly. And I have 3 solutions for you. So the first one is this. Pick one and move on. If you do not like it, you can always come back and buy the other one. So when I was much younger, I'll go to a supermarket and I want to buy a certain drink and I cannot pick which flavor I want. And it troubled me so much because I will move from one section of supermarket, I struggle to pick a drink, I move to the next, I struggle to pick a soap, move to the next, struggle. I was struggling so much. I just realized that, you know what, just pick one thing, go and try it. If it doesn't work, next time you can always come and buy a different flavor. At least now you know that you no longer like this particular flavor, and that was what worked for me. The second thing is that if you can afford it, buy it all. You're trying to decide between two things, one or the other, and you're like, oh, I don't know which one to get. If you can afford it, buy it all. It doesn't matter. At least now you know that you have both options. You can try one. If you don't like it, you try the other, and then next time you already know which one to avoid because you have already bought 2 or 3 options already. When I was much younger, I was not independent, so I knew I had to be frugal with everything. I knew that if I was making a choice to buy something, I had to make sure it was the right one because I couldn't afford it. But now it is different because I can afford certain things. I don't have to deal with the problem of indecisiveness when it comes to the simplest of things because I can just get a number of them. I can just go home and decide which one I like, and then next time just buy that. So that has just completely eliminated the problem of indecisiveness for me. Number 3, I would say delegate. You do not have to make these decisions by yourself. Even for some bigger decisions too, you do not have to make them by yourself. But for smaller decisions, give the responsibility to someone else. So if you ever go shopping with me, I will ask the attendant, which of these products will I buy that will make me want to come back here again? And I honestly just trust the recommendation of the seller. Like when I'm with my friends, so if though they just feel like the attendants will probably just lie to you. I honestly don't care if they lie, but in that moment, make the decision for me. I just ask, which one do you recommend? Or which is nice, or just you choose for me if I have a lot of options. And this has eliminated that problem of indecisiveness, especially for the small things. Now I know when I walk into a place and I'm so confused, I just tell an attendant, please pick one for me, and I move. If I don't like it, next time I try something else. But I have eliminated that issue with indecisiveness with regards to these small things. So these are 3 things that you can practice when it comes to making decisions, especially for the small things. The more decisions you make, the more confident you will be at making decisions. And then when you have a history of decision making, either good or bad, you will struggle less when it comes to indecisiveness. I remember some days ago, I went out to get nail polish and I was trying to decide on which color I wanted, and I found myself in that place that I had moved on from, trying to think, oh, which nail polish should I get? Which color should I get? And then it just dawned on me, like, what is going on here? I just picked one nail polish and I moved on. Because I realized that it is so easy to fall back into that place of, oh, which one? Oh, I'm so confused. And I told myself, it's just nail polish. First of all, you can buy 2, 3, it doesn't matter. I just picked one amongst the few that I liked and I moved on. I can always come back to get another one. So in that moment, I had to remind myself that it is not that serious. Just pick one and move on. So this has helped me to save time so much on a daily basis. Like if I'm struggling with clothes I want to wear, try to pick out a clothes, I just pick one and I move on. Next time I can always wear the other clothes, and this has been so helpful for me. How many of you have ever spent time maybe trying to shop online and you're trying to decide, and then you realize that that thing that you want has gone out of stock? Simply because you could not decide. Someone else has come, made a decision, and now it is out of stock. I have been in that situation so many times. Or you realize that you are struggling to decide so much, you just end up not buying what you want. That has been me a couple of times. Making no decision is also a decision. Choosing to do nothing is you deciding to lose out on both and get nothing, or choosing to remain in your current state. Sometimes it's better to choose something than to have nothing. Some years ago, when someone asked me, what are some cons about you? I would say, oh my God, I am so indecisive. But now, oh, my priorities are set so straight, and I know how to bring myself back in order, that indecision is no longer an issue for me. And I really hope that this video helps you to get through with indecisiveness and to move on with your life.